Hey, it's the final day of Everfree. It's over now. It's over.
It's over. It's all over.
Yeah.
It's all ogre.
Ogre, yeah. This is not TrotCon, so what are you doing? But, today we did a couple things, surprisingly more than I was expecting. For one thing, at the beginning, I did this panel. It was,
Shipping. It was the shipping.
Yeah, there's a shipping panel. We did that. That was actually pretty similar to the last one we did here.
It was almost the same.
Almost the same one, same person and everything. It was still pretty fun to go to. Just about shipping in general and history of it, history, artwork, talking about how to dealing with other people, all that stuff, being more positive.
General aspect of shipping.
Yeah, I went to a panel with Miller, Hadley, Barrow, and Haber on it on the main stage. That was actually pretty fun and pretty darn funny too. We got a lot of Jim Miller talking about how the craziness of making the show and whatnot. Just like he's often looking at like 10 episodes at once in different stages, and he has to remember which one is which. And he's like, oh yeah, it's not all just one at a time. That would take me one episode of a year. And it'd be easier for him though. Hadley was talking about actually it's pretty much a lot harder to do the 2-minute shorts than the other stuff because of just how you have to
cram everything in 2 minutes.
Yeah, how you have to pace it and everything is so different from the other ones. It's just really difficult because so much stuff gets cut. So there's that, and some people ask them. Let's see. There's a question. I'm trying to remember which one it was. There's a couple questions. Thankfully, no one really asked any questions this time.
Have you read my fanfic?
Yeah, nothing like that, thankfully. But yeah, there's a couple of good questions. Someone actually asked if there's any interesting notes they got back on some of the work, and they said, well, usually no, because we're talking to S&P usually, executives, so most of it's pretty boring.
No, don't do that.
Although Barrow once apparently she got a note on her. The note literally said, "Hit it with the funny stick," and she's like, "What?"
Hit it with the funny stick.
So that was an actually pretty fun panel overall. It was a lot of fun.
That actually reminds me. Apparently, today's episode.
Yesterday's.
Yesterday's episode. I'm getting my days crossed. It's been a long weekend. The Sweetie Belle subplot was actually kind of developed out of a executive mistake, saying Sweetie Belle instead of Sugar Belle.
Oh no! Oh no!
So apparently, that was
they ran with it. Okay. What was the other thing they were talking? There was I think it was reiterated with the Hasbro mandated stuff. And like apparently they once got a note about Fluttershy having a veterinary van or something. Like, no, they're ponies. They don't have hands and they don't have cars. Yeah, because it was for the pony version, so it was just strange.
I mean, you could probably have it like on a wagon that you would pull.
Maybe apparently that's some toy they wanted to do was a veterinary van, and they're like, no, it doesn't fit at all. So it was actually a pretty nice panel.
Instead of going to that panel, I went to the Ponies at Dawn panel.
Ponies at Dawn.
Yes, since I do the music, I'm really into music and stuff like that, and they're a really good compilation album. And yeah, basically it was just talking about Ponies at Dawn and then Q&A.
Q&A.
Which was hilarious, especially, I mean, you throw a whole bunch of musicians into a room and it's hilarious. So, it was just fun.
Yeah, then we went to the...
And then I drug you to the Modern Brony music panel.
Drug me, yeah.
Yeah. Which, it was just...
It was mostly just listening to music.
They started out, you showed up a little bit late, but basically what they were going through is they were going through different services and things right now to find music. The different places that you could find stuff. Like EQD, and talking about how that's new. There was a couple other places like Pony FM, and they were talking about the different aggregate things like Cider Party and such. And then they finished off with Horse Music Herald, and basically just started asking people, give us a genre. They gave them a genre, found it on Horse Music Herald, and played music.
Yeah.
modern stuff that's come out fairly recently. Basically, the entire panel was a way of showing but not saying the fandom music scene is not dead.
Yeah, take that, Cinnamon.
Yeah. Basically, the entire thing was showing people, yeah, you're wrong, the fandom scene is still huge and active, it is not dead.
Yeah, that was that one guy, the YouTuber who keeps track of this stuff, like usually like 200 songs a month, at least.
Oh, there was like Goons Brony?
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed that one, because that's what they use for like the voting top week. Partially for that. Yeah.
No.
They just showed a whole bunch of the currently active and just how big it still is.
Yeah.
So it was kind of neat. Kind of crazy because, again, a ton of musicians in a big room.
And then we get into the closing ceremony, which is the usual stuff about, the skit and, hey, everyone have fun this weekend, and hey, we raised money. They raised over $21,000 just in the live auction.
In the live auction, not including the $1,000
Yeah.
that they auctioned off of staff right there.
Yeah, working weather Storm King staff.
Well,
working
it
as it is.
lit up.
Or it doesn't work. But there's that. They announced over 2,700 attendees this weekend. 450, I think, were kids.
Yep.
They
a lot of kids.
They kind of offhandedly announced Everfree Northwest 2019. They just kind of, because they mentioned the winner of their Ponegathon got a free registration for 2019. It's like, oh, they just announced it. And then they actually announced it for real. And then they also said they're getting Kelly Sheridan, Vincent Tong, and Shannon Chan Kent next year.
They said possibly on those last two. I think. Yeah.
No, they're pretty much
announcing
it.
Yeah.
It looked like in the video it just wasn't a sure thing quite yet.
Yeah.
So those are announced. That's next year at May 17th. Yeah. It's next year, May 17th through 19th, 2019. We already registered for next year, so we're going again. At least one more time. We'll see how things go after that, because we know what's going on with Friends of Magic, so we don't know how that's going to affect the con scene and everything.
We don't know how many years more we have left in this convention before they're done.
Yeah, they might be like, okay, with the show's done, we're done. Or they might say, oh, we can go another year. We don't know. I mean, BronyCon's going to 2020. So
BronyCon's just going. Who knows?
Yeah, it looks like all the BronyCon's actually going to try to keep going.
And if they can pull it off, that would become the final one that everyone goes to.
Yeah, we're doing it again. We're doing it all again. So it's going to be probably fun again, hopefully. Let's see.
Hopefully, we'll see.
We can't see.
Enthusiastic.
I can't predict the future. It might be a complete and total disaster for all I know.
The car could light on fire as we drive home today and never make it to next year. You never know.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. I almost forgot. Last night in the middle of the night, apparently someone pulled a fire alarm on the third floor. We slept through it because it didn't activate.
Yeah, it was like apparently it was like on the third floor. Someone pulled the alarm, and the way the alarms work is it only sets off that floor and the ones around it until they determine it's bigger, and then they set them all off.
Yeah, anyway, so someone's pulled it off and...
Jerk. Don't pull the fire alarm.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's illegal, by the way.
Yeah, it's illegal. So, that's a thing that happened. It's been a fun weekend.
They tried to emulate BronyCon.
Oh, alright. Yeah, that didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Probably for the better.
Yeah. So, it's been fun. We're looking forward to next year. Hope you guys, anyone who's attending as well, is too. Or if you're looking forward to attending for the first time next year, I would suggest doing it. Just do it. So, that's it for this weekend.
Yeah.
Look forward to the podcast tomorrow, probably in the morning. It's going to be a little bit early, but not too early. So, see ya.